sanitary condition, please. No running water in the cell. I contracted bacteria that I couldn't even walk. It took DOC 8 months to finally get my medication after the doctor ordered 6 months earlier. So somehow the blaming game started with DOC medical staff.
Chief of Parole Nick Regis hesitated to confirm the allegations but recognized the circumstances at the prison after working in the field for over 2 decades.
I don't want to say he's right, but a lot of things, when I started, I see those things happening in corrections. You send in a medical slip, they'll dump it in the trash. It doesn't go forward. That's how poor it is.
Regis brought Alfred Aldan to the panel, who he says has been on parole for 17 years.
For my experiences, I too, would wait probably a week just to get a checkup for my tooth, and they will not fix my teeth, they will just extract. Because the rule is there's no money. There's always no money for us, individuals. We would see the doctor depending if the doctor's in or not. Sometimes the doctor will come in once a week. We had nurses, but the nurses were gone, not for long, maybe 2 or 3 months, and then they're gone because they can't afford it. It's always about money.
Corrections Commissioner Anthony Torres, who took office in March, says the department under his leadership will take responsibility and create programs aimed at rehabilitation and reintegration.
Currently, the medical unit utilizes a triage form through which all detainees and inmates, including juveniles, females, and federal ICE detainees, can report their health concerns. All inmates and detainees are given instruction regarding requesting care by the classification unit, and the juvenile officers educate the juveniles. An illness, injury, symptom, or condition of a serious nature receive immediate, expedited attention with referral to the CHCC emergency room. Other non-urgent health problems are addressed via the triage form generally within 15 minutes of being received at the medical unit and acted upon with regard to the nature of the content.
DOC currently has 1 medical doctor who is at the prison for 40 hours a week and 3 trained officers in the medical unit. They also have 3 mental health counselors. While the legislature has provided funding for 3 nurses, recruitment is an issue. In a separate panel, healthcare officials responded to the committee's question of what support they need to improve the system.
We first need to assess the need for the incarcerated because there's such a wide range of spectrum of care that we're looking at. And if we know where the greatest need is, then I think that's where we can focus our workforce development and just kind of answer that need. But beforehand, it's really difficult to do it with a blind eye or a blind shot. But for now, we've just been working with what's most medically necessary.
The committee will put together a report based on those testimonies, which they will forward to the U.S. Commission. Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
All right, football fanatics, the 2023 NFL kickoff game is right around the corner, and it's shaping up to be a gridiron showdown for the ages.
The Kansas City Chiefs, led by the unstoppable Patrick Mahomes, are ready to light up the scoreboard like a holiday display. But hold on to your helmets because the Detroit Lions have a roaring defense that's ready to pounce. To get us all ready for the season, we went out to ask some NFL trivia.
Name that team.
That's the Colts.
Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, Colts. Oh, I don't know what's that.
That's the Colts.
That's the Colts? Oh, okay. I'll say Pirates. Pirates.
Pirates, man.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens?
That's the Braves.
Broncos.
That's Cowboys.
Cowboys. Oh, Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys.
Packers.
That's Green Bay, man.
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. Atlanta Falcons.
That's the Falcons.
Falcons. Falcons. Seahawks.
That's the Eagles.
Oh my God, Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks.
The Super Bowl trophy is named after which legendary coach?
Oh, I don't know what's that. Something Heisman.
Vince Lombardi.
Does a tight end play defense or offense?
Offense. Both?
What is it called when you score in the end zone?
Touchdown.
Yeah. How many yards make up a football field?
120.
Yeah. Before playing for the Denver Broncos, which team did Russell Wilson play quarterback for?
Seahawks.
And you can watch all the action this Friday, September 8th on KUAM TV 8 at 10:20 in the morning and streaming on Peacock. Time for a quick break.
You're watching KUAM.
Watch KUAM TV 8 live on Peacock. Check out our live channel, NBC shows, live sports original programming, movies, plus so much more. Visit peacocktv.com/local or download the app and subscribe today.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please? The McNuggets of chicken.
I haven't had a Big Mac in a long time.
How many Filet-O-Fishes did you eat? That's over several months, Ryan.
Quiero McFlurry. In Puerto Rico, a McFlurry it's called a Señor Flurry.
2 golden menus.
Wonderful crew at McDonald's.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. They're McDonald's. I'm McDonald's.
Are you gonna order something?
In 2022, the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 5 won the award for World Car of the Year. So, of course, the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 6 just had to go out and win World Car of the Year for 2023. Because everyone knows how competitive sibling rivalries can be. World Car of the Year, 2 years in a row.
There's nothing I love more than being a farmer. Every day, I get to care for my sheep and feel connected to the land. Believe it or not, I think it makes me better at my other job, managing Bank of Hawaii's branches in Hilo. Because like farming, banking is all about caring for the needs of customers and businesses in our local community so they can grow and reach their fullest potential. I'm Steven Sylvester, and I'm proud to work for a company that gave a farmer like me the chance to make a difference in my community.
New chicken nuggets from KFC?
Everybody's gonna want these. Let's eat these inside.
Try new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. You've never had nuggets like these.
Welcome back to Prime Time. A resolution to add Guam's voice to the growing chorus of Pacific Island nations that are protesting the release of the radioactive wastewater by Japan discussed at the legislature today.
Sponsor Senator Sabina Perez says Guam should join our neighbor islands in demanding the Japanese government should do much more to ensure the safety of the waters and the protection of marine life that so many depend on. Nestor Lecanto reports.
It's been 12 years since a massive earthquake and a resulting tsunami destroyed the triple reactors at the Fukushima nuclear plant. The cleanup has yielded more than 1.25 million tons of radioactive wastewater, which Tokyo now says has been rendered safe enough to dump into the ocean. Osamu Ogata is Deputy Consul General for the Japanese Consulate on Guam.
The government of Japan has taken every single step to make sure that the method of abstracted water would remove the harmful radioactive substances and would not pollute the environment.
Joseph Tenorio, another spokesman for the consulate office, says the International Atomic Energy Agency has closely monitored the cleanup and approves of the discharge.
Based on its comprehensive assessment, the IAEA has concluded that the approach to the discharge of the ALPS treated water into the sea and associated activities by TEPO, NRA, and the government of Japan is consistent with relevant international safety standards.
But local environmental activist Monica Flores says that's not good enough.
Serious. This isn't showing a real solution. This is a temporary solution, that puts all of the Pacific in great danger. And so we really appreciate this resolution. It is time that we join several countries now in the international community including residents of Japan themselves who criticize this process and are also in protest of the release of this nuclear water because they are at ground zero.
It's estimated that the discharge of the nuclear wastewater into the Pacific could take up to 40 years. Senator Perez's resolution urges the Japanese government to continue to explore alternative disposal solutions. Also at the hearing, a young mother, Serena Paulino, testified that she's concerned over the uncertainty of it all and what it may mean for her children's future.
Everything that's happened with Fukushima and its unfortunate event, we can be ahead of that by putting this bill into place and just doing right, being on the right side of history. So I beg, I beg of you to, as our leaders, to just protect our people, protect and defend our people and our land and everything that we hold sacred here.
Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
22 lives gone, claimed on Guam's roads this year. The heartbreak even said by Guam police, who enforce the laws for drivers and pedestrians to be just too many.
Now, an educational campaign is underway that includes the Office of Highway Safety at the Department of Public Works. The target for the start of the operation, high school students and their parents. Like clockwork each day, students at John F. Kennedy High School cross this busy part of Route 1 Marine Corps Drive in Upper Tumon. There's a crosswalk and traffic lights, but even those often go ignored. That's what Guam Police Officer Alan Guzman saw firsthand while he, along with Department of Public Works Office of Highway Safety officials, began their road safety campaign last Thursday.
Rules were still not even being followed. There were kids that wandered off the actual crosswalk. It's marked, and that's the purpose of it. When it's marked, it's what you utilize.
Even with your presence out there.
And even motorists too. They don't realize that there's a white line. That's a stop bar. That's where you're supposed to stop. Actually, there was 2 or 3 that actually encroached right into the pedestrian crosswalk. So it just, defies the purpose that the people that are wanting to walk on the crosswalk can't walk on it because somebody's blocking it.
Important reminders for walkers and drivers. It's why these government officials, working with the principal of JFK High, coordinated the effort, making sure the public is aware. Michael Plavetti and Jane Almondrez are the program coordinators involved.
Educating the students to going out there to educate with the students, with pedestrians on the crosswalk. So we first started with JFK, having that crosswalks, collaborating with all agencies, communicating, educating with the students.
So the important thing that we wanted the students to know out there is for them to use the crosswalk, because that is a safe place to go, especially when they're getting out from school and going across the street to Kmart, where their cars are parked or where their parents are there to pick them up.
A message to be safe, be smart, and be seen.
We want them to look left, right, and left again before they cross the street. And it's really a good thing that JFK's uniform has white on it, because we encourage people to use bright colored clothing to be seen out there. Everybody is responsible. We have to share that road. It's driver's responsibility, and it's also pedestrians' responsibility.
The plan is to get to more public school campuses and to work with village mayors, and for both pedestrians and drivers to care and look out for each other.
One of the big things that we want to point out is the effects of the injuries that do occur. And if it's fatal, it obviously also detrimental to the family and to the island as well.
It's not that we're out there to enforce, but it's too many deaths on the roadways, especially with dealing with pedestrians. And that's too high on this little island.
Authorities recording 22 traffic-related deaths on Guam so far this year. We've now got a story about trailblazers from the Guam Army National Guard, who were the first members of the local unit to complete a rigorous training course.
And doing so to strengthen their own unit and keep us safe. Here's Jason Salas with more.
What does it mean to be hardcore? The term is thrown around so much these days, it's actually been devalued, and it has its roots in describing men and women whose knowledge about a particular topic and whose commitment to a cause was so deep, they ignore pain, they give up the temptation to want to quit. That's what being hardcore is. I'm now going to introduce you to 3 of your neighbors that have worn the uniform, put it on, gone through training, to make sure that they have your back and my back and protect us and keep us safe and epitomize what it means to be hardcore.
You might assume that 3 island boys who volunteered for the U.S. Army's Jungle Operations Training Course would be able to breeze through the program with minimal effort. After all, they grew up with dense terrain, harsh conditions, and sudden climate shifts literally as their backyards. So, piece of cake, right?
Hawaii and Guam have 2 totally different types of jungle environments. I will say that we did learn a great deal of stuff from the jungle instructors out there from the 25th ID as far as how to survive and conduct operations in the jungle environment.
Jungle School is held on Oahu and is one of the Army's most demanding courses. It's 12 days of hell with a dropout rate of 50%, meaning half of those who start the course don't finish. But our guardsmen took on the challenge and passed.
Our jungle is very unique as far as like terrain wise. Hawaii has a lot of elevation, and our jungle here is, it's low, it's thick, and we don't even know if we're actually going the direction that we need to. But bringing back the knowledge that we learned from JOTC and just providing that guide to our soldiers will definitely help out not just our soldiers here, but just our whole National Guard itself.
And like true Guamanians, our boys supported one another and wouldn't let each other quit.
Moving as a squad, getting through this course is not just on your own. It's actually a squad type of deal. If you're not a great team player, then you ain't gonna get through this course alone. You have to be a great team player, and you have to trust the guys that you have in your squad just to complete the missions that they had us do.
The experience wasn't merely about being the first locals to earn the coveted Jungle Tab, a universally respected symbol of having proven your mettle, survival skills, ability to fight in tough conditions, and grit. These island defenders are now pioneers, leading off a journey to develop a similar course locally to optimize our operational readiness.
We look forward to training the future soldiers and prepare them for Jungle Operations Training Center in Hawaii. We also plan on going back out to get jungle instructors certified, and then also to try and bring JOTC to Guam, and hopefully Guam being the the base for all JOTC, for all Army National Guard soldiers.
And if you needed any validation of their 671 esprit de corps, consider what Sergeant First Class Daniel Glenn Salas did. After dislocating his shoulder on a mountainside, he reported to an emergency room, then used a waiting room chair to pop it back in himself, then immediately returned to train with his unit. And despite how tough it was, the grind paid off. I'll let the boys tell you in their own words what they'll remember to be the most rewarding part of Jungle School.
It was the best day. It was definitely graduation, right? Because we're done with it. We get to come home and share all the experience that we have and bring it over to our soldiers and our organization. I think the best day was when we finally got to shower after the three-day event. Where we come out, we're like, yes, we get to finally relax in our own hotel room and earn our tab the next day.
So gentlemen, congratulations on earning your tabs. We appreciate your hustle, your leadership, and your inspiration to your troops. And, as always, si Deus Masi for your service.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view captured of the manta at the Shina Resorts Guam in Tamaning.
Ooh, what a fun way to have spent the holiday weekend.
Right?
To celebrate doubling my sourdough, Jack, I got doubles for everyone in the office.
All right, my double looks nothing like me, and neither does yours.
HR.
Hey, it's our wife.
Order my classic or double bacon sourdough, Jack, today.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art mats and vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
To the casual observer, Guam's swimming community functions, well, swimmingly. There's a rich, decades-long history of success at all competitive levels, a laundry list of familiar names who have competed collegiately and internationally, swimming for our island at the highest tier as Olympians. But beneath the surface of this subset of the local sports family, a messy controversy involving emotion, politics, miscommunication, and hearsay has already upended this community of athletes and the coaches nurturing their development. At hand are sanctions handed down to the swimmers and coaches from Amphibious Aquatics, who participated in the Summer Swim Splash in the Philippines this past April, bringing home a hefty amount of medals. The Amphibious Club was created after the pandemic, supported by the Guam Governor's Child Care Grant as a privately held water confidence program to teach anyone wanting to learn to swim, not just elite-level competitors. The governing body is the Guam Swimming Federation, having jurisdiction over the island's 3 local swim clubs, as well as a pair of military clubs. So, here's the rub. Amphibious Aquatics isn't one of those member teams. The Federation asserts that its code of conduct, which limits athletes belong to one club and one club only, was violated, as they maintain several swimmers racing in the PI did so under the Amphibious banner while still belonging to local clubs without proper permission. So, there's the issue. An ad hoc committee within the Federation met and determined the policy prevails for athletes needing to belong to a single club when competing. They also recommended sanctioning the parents and athletes about future dual participation, as well as a 3-year suspension of Amphibious coaches Andy Lee and Chris Duenas from coaching Federation swimmers at off-island meets. In fact, 2 parents of participating swimmers said they only heard about the action against them anecdotally.
And so really, where did we hear it? Like
through the grapevine. We're hearing these bits and pieces. I've never been contacted. Have you been contacted?
Not personally. Through the same, through just, I mean, we have a parents chat that we communicate a lot, and I think a lot of information came from there. Nothing officially came from any board or any member that was involved in the board.
It goes without saying that because the dispute at hand involves youth athletes, it's going to be an emotional matter. Parents are also up in arms because they say there's been no opportunity to be heard about the sanctions.
My 10-year-old, if she wants to compete, has to list that she was sanctioned. Like if she wants to compete in school or compete later on, I mean, this is going to be on her record.
It could play into any future eligibility requirements that they get down the line. If one swimmer has this and somebody else has that on their record, it could.
And of course, a rift in the swimming community couldn't come at a more delicate time as Guam athletes continue to prepare for the Pacific Games this November, as well as trying to qualify for next summer's Olympics.
This was not a GSF meet. We swam under Amphibious Aquatics that is not a GSF member. It was like a group, an organization that the Philippine Swim League, God bless them, they invited Amphibious Aquatics. The announcement went out, people showed up, and we listened to the briefing and said, hey, this sounds like a lot of fun. So that's what we did. Our kids worked so hard. They trained for a long time.
The Guam Swimming Federation has not commented publicly on the matter, standing by their consensus decision and recommendation actions. GSF President Ed Ching informed KUAM News that the participating athletes were issued warnings, but that they are not actively under sanction. However, the Federation did note the suspension recommendation for the coaches is in effect. Several parents have submitted as many as 8 formal complaints to the Guam National Olympic Committee in the hopes they might be granted an audience with whom to appeal. Legal action against the Federation is also possible if said sanctions are not rescinded. So it seems like the entire issue comes down to a core dispute. The emotion of parents trying to seek justice for a wrong that they believe was done to their kids.
You train, you work hard, you go and have a great time. This is wrong.
Against the stability of the policy governing how teams are structured and how managing competition should flow. Okay, everybody, let's recap a huge weekend in college football. The 2023 Big Ten season kicked off on Sunday in a ginormous way. The mighty Buckeyes. They traveled to Bloomington to take on the Hoosiers. Memorial Stadium at Indiana University was packed, but you know what? Ohio State had Maya Williams. First quarter, OSU TD. Williams rushes for a 7-yard touchdown. Buckeyes up 7-0. In the third quarter, Williams again going from 3 yards out. That made the score 20-3. Ohio State prevails on the road for the first game in Big Ten, 23-3. Second game, you saw it on Peacock and on KUAM TV. Saw the Texas Tech Red Raiders take on the Wyoming Cowboys. Yeehaw! This was an old-fashioned Western shootout. And the Cowboys sealed one of the most thrilling wins in program history Saturday night in Laramie as they scored the winning 2-point conversion in the second OT to defeat Texas Tech. The Red Raiders, that's Patrick Mahomes' alma mater, which entered the game ranked number 24 in the nation in the polls. Watch how they fall. Sunday's win was the 4th time that Wyoming has defeated a team from an automatic top 5 conference in Laramie at home since 2004. Now, don't miss a single snap of college football. Big Ten action on CBS TV 11. Check out the college football schedule. Visit KUAM.com or our Instagram story. We're at KUAM News.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
What we do here on this show, my dear friends, every Tuesday, welcome to House to Home. Jace, Liz, Gina, and the 3 of us, we are the trifecta of making sure you understand the real estate market and how you can actually capitalize on it. And that's what we're talking about today because, Gina, I'll pose a question to you. I'd like to talk about what first-time investors, right, should consider when they're investing in real estate. And as I understand it, when it comes to financial literacy, you, of course, should put money away. You should make money. You should use money to make more money. But real estate is kind of like the final phase in that. It's like, yeah, put money away, put them in, interest-bearing savings accounts, maybe buy some bonds, play the stock market. But real estate is the ultimate goal, right? And how should people get started? And is there like a set formula?
You lost me at put money away, buy bonds. all that other stuff. So I'm gonna start you from the nitty gritty.
Okay.
From when I started, because I didn't know much. I'm telling you, Jace, we didn't know any better, right? Yes, I had my real estate license at the time, but really my husband and I got started in real estate because we didn't know any better. And we just thought it was possible to do what we wanted to do.
So, and to be fair, may I say that maybe your ignorance about the industry at that point was a strength, because you just didn't know that maybe some of the mistakes that you were making were mistakes, and you just kind of like pushed on.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I was in real estate, so I kind of understood the very basics at that point. But I have to tell you, I had no money saved up. The only thing I knew was that my credit at that point was pretty good. I think we were 20, let me see. We must have been 22 years old, 21 or 22 at the time.
Wow. My grandpa didn't start till he was in his 50s investing.
Well, like I said, I didn't know any better.
Okay.
So what I did understand was we had, at that time, the only available loans were 80-20 loans on Guam. Whether you're investing or living in the home, actually for an investor, it must have been much more than that. But the only loan that I was aware of, we knew that we wanted to buy a home, but we also knew we didn't have 20%. So we were trying to figure out, how do we come up with 20%? Because we have this, we have our jobs, but that's not going to give us 20% anytime in the near future. So we were trying to come up with ideas. So I knew we had good credit, but I also knew that we could not avail ourselves of any kind of mortgage loan because we didn't have the down payment. And my office at the time, we had properties that was listed within our agency. I used to work with another real estate office, and these were properties that weren't moving because they were in bad condition. They were actually condominiums that were in bad condition. There was a lot of them listed on the market, so people weren't picking them up. And it was, at the time, and it still holds true even today, it is difficult to finance condominiums. So the owner, I ended up thinking, well, what if I just, ask the owner if he'll do owner financing and he'll let me purchase it. Because he couldn't sell the units, he said, go ahead. You still have to pay the same price, and I'll give you a year to figure it out. I'll give you a year to figure out how to pay me off, but I'll let you do owner financing. And that's how we got started. My husband and I put $5,000 down in each unit. We did owner financing for a year, and we understood that we didn't have the money to hire anybody to go in there and do renovations. So we were going to have to figure out how to do that on our own, and we did.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from this, like maybe at a high level, if I may, is, you didn't know as much, obviously, about the business as you do now. The market back then was obviously in a much different position right now. Like the market right now is as blurry as your virtual background is right now, right? But you did have a plan, and that is key.
Yeah, I had a goal and I had a plan and I had the desire to, I knew that we were going to have to do, my husband knew we were going to have to do the work ourselves because we knew we couldn't hire anybody. But the real key here is the market had an opportunity. I wasn't trying to look for properties that everybody wanted. I couldn't afford to go against buyers who are better qualified and better positioned.
To find a diamond in the rough?
It wasn't, I didn't know if it was going to be a diamond, but I felt confident that putting in the, with our elbow grease, we could turn it into a decent home for somebody. And that's exactly what we did. We bought 2 units. It took us about 4 to 6 months to renovate one of them because we were doing it on our own when we had time. And in the meantime, we're making monthly payments to the owner.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty. Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Half a day, I'm Clara Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. Today, I am here back with Tassi Petticord, and also now we have Dominique Cepeda. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for being here. So I'm excited to hear about the Practitioners Company and everything you do there in regards to energy work. So can we start with you, Dom?
Sure. A lot of people are not familiar with energy work.
Right.
They always ask what Reiki is.
Mm-hmm.
So our main practice is Reiki. And what that encompasses is universal life force energy. And we can get this energy from using a Japanese method. It's another form of, it's a healing modality that other people in different practices use.
So when we speak of prana, like, you know, you hear from different lineages of whatnot, different terms for energy, is it come down, so it's kind of like pranic healing?
Yes. So
Okay.
Ki is, you know, is
Whether
just
it's ghee or ki or
right.
chi, right?
Exactly.
Or prana.
Yeah.
So last week or a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Tasi's practice with tapping. And so you're both also providing services in Reiki. Can you give me the full gamut of everything? Is that everything that you guys provide? Or?
So, like Dominique mentioned, our primary offering with the practitioner's company, or the primary prescription, is Reiki. Okay. And we chose to focus on Reiki because that's actually what brought us together initially.
I want to hear
as the
about that
practitioner's
too.
company.
Yeah.
So, Dom, do you want to talk a little bit about how we...
Yeah, what inspired you guys, first of all, to get into this? I know you talked a little bit about over the past few years, what, you know, really inspired so many people during the pandemic. During that time, I think we were all turning inward like, wow, there's something deeper, a deeper calling to what I need to be doing with my life. So share your experience, or what inspired you.
Yeah, so it actually started with yoga.
Okay.
We have this very close-knit group of female, you know, supporters. It's our little support team. And we're very close, and we started with yoga, and then it was walking, and it was just really taking care of ourselves. Tasi and I ended up finding Crystal Gringas, which is our Reiki master. She taught us Reiki.
I
She
did not
certified
realize
us.
that. Okay.
Yeah, she did, and she's amazing. And I applied, or I went ahead and I submitted my, you know, I wanted to do it, and it turns out so did Tasi. Same class, we had no idea.
No idea.
Wow. Yes. And you guys separately were already doing things together, like with yoga and whatnot.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, and that was kind of that was how we knew we were doing the right thing, and that the universe kind of aligned it to where we both knew that this was something we wanted to not only do for ourselves, but to bring to the community as well.
So how can people avail some of the services?
So we are, we're on Instagram as the Practitioners Company, and our website is listed there. Again, it's also called Practitioners Company, and you can go in and select the Reiki, whether it's in person or distance, because energy goes where intention flows. So we can practice both in person and distance. And send us a DM if you'd like more information. We're more than willing to answer any questions about Reiki and its benefits and how it'll help you.
Awesome. Yes. Before we close, is there anything else you'd like to share, both of you?
It's experienced. It's opening up yourself to receive and taking from that experience what the energy is telling you and where it's guiding the work in your body and listening to that.
And that takes a great amount of trust,
trust.
Which is something I think we all are just learning more and more to have, right, in ourselves and the process. Thank you so much, ladies.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, of course. And thank you. I will see you next time on your weekly renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
And our next interview is with the wonderful Rebecca Prasad. She is with the Navy and Marine Corps Relief Society. Rebecca, hop a day, and thank you for joining.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Very nice. And you have a very definite mission, you know, as your organization is, of course, you know, affiliated with the military. You've got a mission of your own, is to provide wellness, should we say services, guidance, you know, education. Let's break it down exactly, like the type of work that you do and for whom.
Yeah, sure. So the Visiting Nurse Program is actually part of our Navy Marine Corps Relief Society program that serves active duty military retirees and their families. And specifically the Visiting Nurse Program, we offer free virtual and in-home visits to provide education, support, and resource referral. Mm-hmm. So we really focus a lot heavily on maternal health.
Very nice. Now, of course, when it comes to expectant mothers, do you actually start meeting with them as soon as the baby is born, or do you even begin the education process and, like maybe the preparatory process, if you will, prior to delivery?
Yeah, so ideally, we try to meet the moms when they're pregnant. We offer that support group where they can meet us. It's once a month, so they can come and already kind of engage with other moms, those who are pregnant and have delivered. And then we offer classes. So we prefer that they come out and get some education, but then we could follow them through their journey. But also we just make rounds once in a while, meet the moms after they've delivered or when they've reached out. They could do self-referral. Their medical provider can refer them, and they reach out if they have like lactation concerns or other health questions.
There you go. Now, I was talking with some colleagues of yours from the local Guam Department of Public Health here, and they were saying, I guess a trend that we've seen with the local market, with the civilian population, is surprisingly to me, there's actually been we've kind of pulled back from traditional breastfeeding over the years. And it's, again, shockingly to me, is that something that you're also seeing with the with military service women and their dependents, that there's actually like less breastfeeding? And how do you incorporate that into your curriculum?
Yeah, so that's kind of, for me, it's, I would say half and half, because usually they reach out to me because they're very interested in breastfeeding.
Okay.
And I think what we really want to focus is on like the support. So the education and support. So many moms are eager to breastfeed, and then depending on what happens or the support or the education they get. So I feel like I don't have the numbers, but I feel like it's becoming more popular.
Sure. Well, no, and that's fantastic.
With the Pizza Hut Big Dinner Box, however you want a dinner, we got you covered. Big time. The Big Dinner Box. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings or pasta.
Oh, hello.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
There it is. My dad went EV.
It's electric. Don't be shocked.
The guy who's eternally locked out of his email is going EV. Ooh, nice car.
Actually, it's an EV. Rhymes with Kev. Look, EVIP parking.
I get it. You think they don't charge fast enough or go far enough.
Up to 80% charge in 18 minutes. Range? Heck, we could go to Mexico.
Are you Kevin Bacon?
But EVs aren't going to stop being a thing. Look at the Ioniq 6.
Maca mushroom frap for Kevin.
So just make the leap already.
Okay, watch this. Blue or red? Blue light, red light. I can also make it play nature sounds if you want.
Let's just drive.
Introducing the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 6 with up to 360-mile range. When it comes to EVs, we're thinking of every mile.
Free Typhoon Mawar debris cleanup is underway by FEMA and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Stage and sort eligible typhoon debris, including green waste, large appliances, residential construction, demolition debris, and metals as soon as possible at the residential right-of-way to take advantage of this free service. Ineligible debris will be left on site and may result in illegal dumping fines. For updated information by village, visit tinyurl.com/cleanupgu. This ad is paid for by the Office of the Governor of Guam.
Trust falls? Really?
Ah, come on, Jack. It'd be great for morale.
If I wanted to raise morale, I'd offer a choice of 2 sandwiches plus curly fries, a taco, and a drink for only $6.
Thanks, Jack.
I trusted you guys.
Try my $6 Jack Pack today.
I am here with Lori Marsh Marble, and we are now at the construction event. Lori, the participation looks absolutely crazy. We're going to show you guys what these amazing, creative people are doing. But what gave you the idea for putting this all together, and what's the format?
So I have to
say the idea really was the Islet brothers. I appreciate the fact that they were willing to donate their time and their resources. And they said, how about if we do a construction event and we use canned food, which feeds the kids? I said, that's a win-win. Here's their time, and we have some really good teams that have shown up.
And look at what the T's and ROTC unit did. Okay, there's a ribbon, obviously, BFF.
So they are a breast cancer awareness team.
Yes.
And so we have the ROTC helping them get, the cans counted and in their design.
It's very, very simple and yet incredibly effective.
Yes. I say bring awareness to your heart, your organization. That's part of what it's about.
And I just saw that their logo for this is Breast Friends Together.
Yes.
Okay, who have we got over here?
So we have the National Weather Team.
Okay, the National Weather Team. Very nice. Half a day, guys. Good morning. Hi.
All the way around.
Okay, so this is it looks like a simple design, but man, you guys, this is really a team effort, right?
It is.
Okay, what are you guys building?
It's a secret.
Okay.
You have to stick around to see it.
It's a secret, wide open in a very public space as the Aganis Shopping Center. But
You're not going to notice it until you notice it.
Oh, okay. I like it.
The National Weather Service is putting together, our twins are up there on getting the tower finished. And then we have the wonderful help enlisted by TZ High School.
Okay. Now, any self-respecting Guamanian, specifically Chamorros, if you put a whole bunch of tape around cans of Vienna sausage, you're already on the Christmas list.
Yeah.
But you guys are doing this to actually help feed kids, and essentially you guys, these are your peers, right? These could be your cousins, your neighbors, what have you. Okay. Well, very, very clever. So we have all of this Campbell's chicken noodle soup, and then Star-Kissed to top it off. So what are you building, and what's the design strategy right here?
Right now, what we're trying to go for is the flag. We are trying to make our American flag.
Very nice. So you're recreating the stars and stripes with this.
Yes.
Good job, Team Costuless. Shout out Costuless. All right. Okay, and it's not just Campbell's soup and Star-Kissed. You guys are also doing some canned corn. We got some Spam.
Sausage.
Vienna sausage. Okay.
These are all things kids love.
Yes.
Not only that, can I say we have 3 different areas you can win. You can win for the most canned items. I think they might be in the running for winning that. Most creative. And then there's going to be a people's choice. So they're going to send a photo. It's going to be posted on my Instagram via heartfelt. And then whichever photo gets the most likes, they are going to win people's choice.
Right. Okay. And it seems like right now the superstructure is being at least erected, if not bonded. So I mean, you are actually seeing in real time right here some masters at work. Very, very nice.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
Oh, Des, can you tell us what's happening around town?
Ooh, I sure can. Jason Salas knows, and he has your news bites. Mostly ghostly.
All right, on the 23rd of this month, big event is the 21st annual Red Ball. It goes to support, of course, the American Red Cross Guam chapter, and it's going to be held at the Dusatani